let me go to Georgia and talk to Pablo, a first-time caller out of Georgia. Georgia, oh my. Pablo, welcome to the show.
Jesse.
You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how are you, sir?
All is well. Thanks for calling.
Amazing.
Amazing.
A big fan.
Thank
I'm
you.
an ordained minister. I was a Marine.
You ordained minister?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
So I have a question. It's kind of intertwined about the media and how they are kind of programming a narrative and deceiving people.
Right.
So I'm very conservative, same team, but I was a Marine, so I look at it as like a spiritual battle. And part of that is knowing my enemy. And I went on the Church of Satan's website and looked under their ranks, and their highest rank at the church is called MAGA. Now, in Revelations, it says, you take the mark, you put it on your forehead. So I'm wondering if, what does that mean and how are they conditioning people? Like, what's your opinion on that? Because I like Trump, but that's the gambit, right?
When you say, I don't know what that means, that's the gamut.
So like in chess, it's like a trick that you play. Because like the word Donald means ruler of the world, and Trump in poker is like a trump card. Everybody thinks that they won, and you play the trump card and you win.
Oh.
But I like everything he says, right? But it could be a trick.
James, you know about all that? I'm asking hate because it sounds like a lot, and I don't know about all that. Well, first of all, we were just talking about the Church of Satan or something like that, right?
Yeah, their highest rank is called a MAGA.
And so, what does that have to do with Trump?
It's not
because
MAGA is short for make.
Say that, yeah, right.
Make America great again.
But suppose the Satan is doing what Kamala Harris is doing, just trying to imitate Trump to deceive the people.
Are you thinking that God's trying to tell you something with these secret codes?
This is hate. This is hate, Pablo.
I don't hate anybody, and
I said this is hate. The other voice that you hear is hake, H-A-K-E.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Hey, Hake, how are you?
Hey, fine. How about you?
I'm all right. Like, I'm not very political, right? I kind of look at it as like God can use whatever tool he wants to achieve whatever means to an end he wants, but I look at like the political system as there are no good people in it.
Right? That's for sure.
So, I mean, when you're talking about don't play games with evil with the last caller, like my solution has always been, well, if the choice is the less of two evils, I don't want to play that game. Right? So, but it's a dire time for our country right now. So, and Georgia's a purple state, and the landscape is changing very quickly where I live. So, I was kind of wondering, what's your opinion on that?
What do you say to that, Dave? Because it sounds like a lot. You asked, what was the question you asked? Was he reading too much into it?
I was asking if he's thinking that God is telling him that these words and these names, coincidences, mean something.
Well, I think everything means something, but
not necessarily.
Well, I mean,
you're acting like the fact that the Church of Satan highest order is MAGA or mages or something like that means that the Make America Great Again is satanic.
No, I don't think that's the case, but I think that part of the way that these people move is they create symbols because they're more powerful than just any one human, right?
Who's these people?
We'll say like the elite, the rulers, the people that put the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill, the social hierarchy pyramid.
And they said they're more powerful than the rest of us?
No, I mean, no. They're just people, but they're deceived and guided by these entities, right?
And so you
it's
think,
like,
I think you're way deep in your head, though, because you're thinking that the powers that be made the Church of Satan call it MAGA and Trump make it MAGA.
well, I don't
And
know
trying to make it mean
first.
something.
I don't know which came first, truth be told, right?
But it doesn't even matter.
All I know,
Right.
I
It
know
doesn't
is
matter
that
who
the-
came first. If Trump,
It's just a coincidence.
right.
no, my point is
Hold on
that
for me. Hold on for me, buddy. Don't hang up. All right. Let me take a quick break. Oh, Pablo, a first-time call out of Georgia. Georgia on my mind. Pablo, I think you're reading too much into all this.
Well, that's fair, sir. I'm a classic overthinker.
Yeah, because Trump is making America great again, and that's what Trump doing. And then this thing that you saw on the devil website is what the devil is doing, and one has nothing to do with the other.
Well, that's why I was asking, because, I don't care about the devil's website. I care about Revelations, and I observe how the media is conditioning people more and more.
Yeah.
It's like back in the day, nobody thought about race, and now everybody thinks about it all the time. And I'm just concerned that it's the same gimmick with different marketing.
Right. No, but don't worry. And also, are you voted for Trump?
I've never voted, sir, but I'm considering it because Georgia is it's a what's that called?
On my
the
mind.
state- It's always on my mind, but it's a state where it's very close, right? It's a purple state,
Yeah.
a battleground state.
You got too many
right.
blacks in Georgia.
Well, I mean,
That's
that's
what the
neither
problem
here nor
is.
America.
No, it is.
Well-
It's a big deal because before there were so many blacks in Georgia, Georgia was a red state. And then the white people left and let the blacks take over. Now it's becoming a red state.
Yeah.
Am I
like,
right?
They moved. Yes, they moved Hollywood to Atlanta.
Yes.
Right. Like, so Atlanta's
Yeah.
where they make all the films now and everything.
Yeah.
And that's why they did that, is to permeate the culture here.
Right.
Right. So I understand, but I don't really think, I don't like to be like, oh, my vote, I'll do this and it'll change everything. Like, I just read the Bible and try to live right.
You said
You
you
know?
never voted before?
No, sir, I have not.
How old are you?
I am 37.
Really? And are you going to vote for the Great White Hope?
I'm considering it. If I did vote, I would vote for him.
But why is there even a second thought about voting for him? Because if we ever needed Trump in there, we need him now. And you don't want to lose Georgia. You lose Trump, you're going to lose Georgia. Why is there even a second thought about voting for him?
Well, it's not voting for him. It's just voting in general that I see as an act of submission and compliance, because it says, I agree to this system and I will abide by it, whether it goes my way or not. And I kind of see it as like a fallen mechanism that's been corrupted.
You
Or
still
a
read too
tool.
much into it. What do you mean, James?
About voting?
Yeah. He said this making a system that he doesn't want to fall into.
Whether you vote or not, you still have to participate in the world.
Right. If you
Well,
don't vote for
that's
Trump,
true.
if you don't vote for Trump, then you can't say anything if they go
Well, no,
awry.
and I've never really said much or had much of an opinion. I've just seen the world change so much that it's like, okay, in my opinion, it's like, I don't even think voting counts, because Biden didn't even campaign and he quote unquote won. And
What'd you
then
say?
now Kamala didn't even
I said
run.
I disavow.
Like,
But look,
I don't even
you
think
know
it
what you're
counts.
doing wrong?
What's that?
You're looking at other people. Instead of
No,
doing what you should do, you should be voting, and you should because it's the citizen, it's the voter that tells the government what to do.
allegedly.
But if you're not voting, you're not going to be able to tell them what to do.
I don't think they'll listen anyway, sir.
If you vote in the right person and they don't listen, you vote them out, and then vote in another person, they will start to listen.
I hope so. I just think they all cheat.
No, that ain't the point. You're not voting, so you're not voting in the people you want in and voting them out. You're just not voting and looking at what's happening, but you're doing nothing about it.
Suppose everybody thought like you. Suppose all the good people think like you.
But if all the good people thought like me, we would see. I was in the military.
No, but listen, wait. Let me finish my point. If everybody decent thinks like you, nobody decent is voting, and
Right.
of course, the evil is going to win.
Well, if nobody voted, they're going to.
I didn't say nobody. I said nobody decent voted.
Okay, well, you said let's say everybody thinks like me. Nobody votes.
No, I didn't say nobody. I said nobody. Everybody decent.
Right. But I'll entertain this hypothetical.
No, I just gave you the answer to the hypothetical.
Well,
if everybody Christian or independent minded who thinks, oh, you know what, so many dumb people are voting or voting doesn't count, then they're not going to vote and they're not going to win.
Right. But that person would not represent, and yeah, I mean, you could make the argument that they don't represent half the country now anyway. But if you quit voting, they're going to put someone in there anyway, but you're no longer participating in it, and they're not a leader that you chose. They don't represent you, right?
That doesn't matter.
So it has nothing to do with you anymore.
It has nothing to do with you regardless.
Then why vote?
Because you want a better chance to have sane people leading.
I mean, there's validity in your guys' point. That's why I called to hear it, right? And I don't have the answers.
I highly recommend, do what you want, of course, that you vote for Trump. You're getting one more chance, and you have never voted, even if, God forbid, I don't know, I don't like doing ifs, but if he doesn't win, at least you know you did your part. But if you don't do anything, you have nothing to say about anything. Because if Trump doesn't get in, it's definitely going to get worse. You haven't seen anything yet. And so, but if you don't vote at all, then you're just going to have to suffer with the rest and have nothing to say about it.
I mean, it seems like that's the outcome anyway. But
you don't know the outcome.
Right.
Take no thought about tomorrow. You don't know what the outcome is going to be.
Well, that's true.
There's this whole growing movement, and I think it's a psyop of people who don't vote and refuse to vote. And
people.
I mainly hear it from the people who are the most, quote unquote, sensible, from our crowd, meaning the crowd that wants, they're either Christians or they're for what's right.
Do you think that means something?
It means that they're stupid. It means they're being, they're following
You just called them the most sensible, though.
No, I said you're from the more sensible crowd. So that means that the good people are not voting. Because the good people are brainwashed against voting because it doesn't matter anyway. I think it's a psyop that you got suckered into. And then you pretend that you're not to blame for the country going down.
Well, I mean,
because you're part of it.
If I had it my way, we'd be flinging brass, not votes, right?
No, that's a loser mentality too. That's part of the psyop too. Because now the losers on the right are such losers that they just want to resort to violence.
What's a brass?
Slinging brass is shooting guns.
What?
He wants civil war instead of, because he's given up on voting so bad.
Stay in Georgia.
No.
You've been psyop, Pablo.
I don't want that.
Yeah, you do. You just said you do.
No,
Pablo.
I just look at historical precedent, right? When you have a runaway government, you need to set an example that the people are in charge, and clearly they don't think like that anymore.
You're a classic overthinker, like you just said.
Pablo.
Yeah, but...
Pablo.
Yes, sir.
Relax. Come out of your imagination and vote for Trump.
All right, I'll do what I can.
And forget about the Satan church, whatever church it
Yeah, I don't pay attention to them much, right?
No, don't pay attention to them, period. Evil has no authority, no power, nothing, unless you pay attention to it.
Well, that's fair, too.
So don't give evil inside of you any power, and don't give evil outside of you, inside of other, any power. It has none, zero. It's been defeated. And you said you were waiting for the revelation. What do you mean by that?
No, I mean, well, I think as Christians we kind of all are, but the Revelation is just my favorite book in the Bible because there's so much prophecy in it, and I'm fascinated by that aspect of the Bible.
But a long story short, that I got to run. What do you mean you waiting for the revelation?
Or, for the king to come back, for the events to transpire.
But the kingdom has already come back. Everything is done. It's finished. And the kingdom has already returned.
Well, if this is the new heaven and new earth, I think we took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
But no, this is not the new heaven and the new earth. The new heaven is inside of you. The new kingdom is inside of you. Christ has come and he's inside of you. The Holy Spirit is there, and God, the kingdom of heaven is in you, is above and in you. So Revelation is talking about something that's already done. It's been completed. It's over. The battle has been won.
Well, I agree with that.
So you don't be waiting for something that has already come.
All right, fair enough.
So don't be waiting for no revelation. It's already here.
All right.
What you doing over there when you ought to be over here? God tell you don't.
Yard work.
He tell you. He tell you don't look left, don't look to the right, don't look backward, don't look up. When someone tell you to look there, don't do it. The kingdom of heaven is within. Christ has already come.
Yeah.
Are you looking within?
I do. That's
Are you living from within?
I am.
Well, then what are you looking for then? Or waiting for?
I am. I'm trying to. I just want to see. I just want to see things be better than they are.
Well, then you got to vote.
All right.
Vote for Trump, man. Then you'll see.
All right.
Let me know how it goes.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Y'all are awesome, by the way.
Thank you. And stop looking for the kingdom. It has already come.
All right.
All right?
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye.
Bye now.